Have you ever felt a silence so loud it felt like an accusation? Have you ever spent a holiday and wondered why you didn't feel the way you thought you should? If being alone on Christmas can feel like freedom and punishment at the same time, how do you make peace with that silence? In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you why the quiet of a solitary Christmas isn't a failure, and how to turn that ambiguous ache into clarity, choice, and a gentler kind of belonging. Imagine a house across the street, lights blazing, laughter spilling out the windows, the world's Christmas postcard. Now, imagine your own living room, a smaller tree, a single cup of coffee, your phone staring back with feeds full of perfect moments. 2 Christmases, 1 street. One feels like proof that you belong. The other feels like evidence that you don't. This is the conflict of the solitary holiday. Society offers a script. Gather, perform joy, demonstrate family. Your lived reality reads a different script. Solitude, quieter rituals, empty chairs. The pressure to measure up to the holiday ideal creates a pull in 2 directions. The cultural script insists your life is incomplete without a table full of people. Your private life, for many reasons, choice, distance, loss, estrangement, doesn't match that script. This opposition breeds a complicated emotion, relief that you don't have to perform joy, and simultaneous shame, or wondering that maybe you failed at something essential. That's the emotional tug-of-war that plays out throughout December, not just on the 25th, but in every conversation, every social post, every invitation you decline. If being alone on Christmas can feel like both freedom and punishment, how do you make peace with that silence? Think of Christmas as a painting most people are handed as children. Bright colors, a family portrait at its center. As adults, some discover their canvas has faded, been swapped, or is painted in a different style altogether. Maybe their painting is a minimalist sketch. Clean, quiet lines, deliberate emptiness. Maybe it's a collage of travel receipts and late-night takeout menus. The point is, the cultural painting is not the only valid artwork. There are a few common scenes that bring people to an empty holiday seat. The intentional recluse, someone who stopped showing up to ritualized gatherings because the cost to their mental health was higher than the social approval they earned. The circumstantial alone, people separated by distance, finances, or timing, lives that simply don't align with a single calendar day. The bereaved or estranged, those who carry a living absence where a chair once was, or activists of their own life who chose separation as survival. Each experience is shaded with complex feelings: relief, loneliness, liberation, grief, and a steady, nagging comparison to what others appear to have. You might rehearse explanations and lies to avoid pity. You might try to fill the day by volunteering or traveling. Or you might simply survive it and feel relief on December 26th. Metaphorically, it's like being a lighthouse on a foggy coast. The lights of other homes blaze as signals of belonging, while your beam is steady, solitary, and essential in its own way, even if no one sails its waters today. And again, if being alone on Christmas can feel like both freedom and punishment, how do you make peace with that silence? Here are practical, psychologically grounded ways to navigate that gap between cultural expectation and your reality. 1. Reframe ritual as choice, not obligation. Replace "I should be at X" with "I choose Y because it aligns with my needs." Small rituals you control, a favorite meal, a walk, lighting a candle, re-anchor the day in personal meaning. 2. Limit the buildup. The heavy part is often December, not the day itself. Reduce exposure to social media and manufactured holiday messaging. Curate your feeds or set a time-limited blackout. 3. Embrace authenticity over performance. Research shows performing emotions you don't feel increases stress. Say what you actually feel to safe people, or say nothing at all. Both are valid. 4. Create micro-communities of care. Reach out to one friend, volunteer for a few hours, join a local group or online gathering. Connection doesn't require a family table. It requires one honest exchange. 5. Use the clarity. Solitude can reveal who reaches out and who doesn't. Use that data compassionately. Build toward relationships you want, and let go of myths about who you should be. 6. Practice radical kindness to yourself. Replace self-judgment, "I failed," with curiosity, "What do I actually want?" and tiny, realistic steps toward it. So, the burning question again. If being alone on Christmas can feel like both freedom and punishment, how do you make peace with that silence? You make peace not by erasing the silence, but by learning to listen to it. The silence is not a verdict on your worth. It is a signal, part ship's horn, part mirror, revealing what you've built and what you still long for. Sometimes it shows you relief, the freedom to be honest, to be small, to be quiet. Sometimes it shows you loss, the absence of a hand you once held, the empty chair you didn't know you'd miss. Both truths can live together. Philosophically, belonging is not a public utility delivered only on holidays. It's an internal architecture you build from repeating small, honest acts of care. The culture will keep selling the same painting of Christmas, but you can choose how to hang yours. Let the silence teach you. Let it clarify what you value and who you want beside you. In the tension between society's picture and your reality, choose authenticity. Not because solitude is always noble, nor because togetherness is always easy, but because living honestly with your own life is the clearest kind of belonging. If you spend this Christmas alone, you are not a failure. You are a person experiencing a complicated human truth. Sit with the silence, learn from it. Then, when you're ready, decide how you'll answer its questions next year. If you like this, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments, what's one small ritual you'd give yourself this new year?